Thank you for joining me. All right, let's do a little warm-ups. So, Tai Chi is a pretty gentle exercise for the most part, at least the way we're doing it, and the way most people do it. And so a strict warm-up is not strictly necessary, but it still can be a very good thing to do, especially if there is any particular areas that are trouble spots for you. Tai Chi is an athletic activity, and like any athletic activity, a warm-up can be useful. Also, cool downs are very useful, and Tai Chi can be extremely useful as a cool down tool as well. And I frequently use it when I do, higher intensity stuff, which I'm fortunately able to start doing again. And Tai Chi kind of becomes, a bit of my warm-up, a bit of my cool down sort of thing. And it's also sort of just an important concept overall that when we go to build a practice routine. So when building a practice routine, you're going to start off by just, getting yourself in your space and all that sort of stuff. And then you might start with a bit of a warm-up exercise, something to get you going before we really get into the Tai Chi practice. Here's an example of a warm-up that I really like doing, specifically for the neck. This can be its own exercise entirely of itself. And it's basically head movements that are used in Tai Chi and Qigong. And I've organized them in a way that is highly influenced by a great fitness YouTuber, Mark Wildman. So props to you, Mark. Thanks for helping me sort of organize this in this particular way. And we're just going to get right into it. So, as per usual, like we've been doing, we're sitting in our chairs, sitting on our sit bones, really sinking in there. And our feet are nice and comfortably spread apart, not too close, not too far apart. Just comfortable, relaxed, feet pointing straight ahead. We're tall through the top of our head. Our shoulders are nice and relaxed. Breathing is slow and steady. And we're going to start, most importantly in these exercises, by picking a point to focus on. And we're just going to look at that point. And we're not going to let our eyes drift off of that. Doesn't mean we have to go and keep our eyes open. This isn't a staring contest or anything. We still want our head and our eyes to be nice and relaxed and lubricated. So blink often, but pick a point, and that's where your eyes are going to lock. Then what we're going to do is we're gently going to start moving our head from side to side while keeping that same eye focus. When I move to the side, I breathe in, going only as far as my eyes will let me, and then I breathe out to return to center. Breathing in as I go to the other side, and breathing out. Come back to neutral. Breathe in as I go to the side. And breathe out. Breathe in as I go to the side. And breathe out. Now, importantly, when I'm doing this, I'm really trying to accentuate for the out breath, that returning to neutral. I'm returning to a nice long neck, long open neck, tall. So as I turn to the side, I might have a bit of a tendency to almost pull my head down and shrink it a little bit, especially if I'm tight, right? Or I'm working through some stuff, or there's injuries, whatever reason. You might find that this sort of pulls down a little bit. Our neck almost feels like it's getting shorter. So in any event, whatever happens when I turn to the side, I want to make sure that as I exhale, I'm coming up again, nice and tall through the spine. Breathe in. And breathe out. Keeping my eyes focused on that one place. So if I can keep my head up and tall throughout the entire motion, great. But even if it starts to shrink down or I get tension or whatnot coming in, really use that out breath and get yourself up nice and straight. Next movement, again, keeping my eyes focused on that one singular point. What I'm going to do is I'm going to try and put an ear up to the sky. So ear goes to the sky, keeping my eyes focused. I breathe in. As I breathe out, ear to the sky, breathing in. So the reason we're putting our ear to the sky rather than trying to put this ear to the shoulder is that I try and put this ear to the shoulder, I end up compressing my neck here. While I do get the length I want here, this compression, I'm not into it. So what I instead want to do is I just want to focus on getting one ear to the sky and hopefully leaving this one about as high up as I can get it so that there's still a bunch of length here and I'm not compressing down there. Breathing in and out. Breathing in and out. Breathing in and out. Breathing in and out. All right. There's basically two types of eye-head movement that we do in Tai Chi. And one is our eyes remain focused on a point and our body and our head moves around that point. Or I move my eyes and my body follows. So that's what we're going to do for this one. This one, we're going to go back to our neck twists. Only this time, rather than keeping our eyes focused forward, what we're going to do is we're going to flick our eyes to one side, that way. And then as I breathe in, I'm going to look around behind me. What was that noise? Then I'm going to flick my eyes back to the front, which should put them out of the corner of this eye. And I go, what was that over here? Flick my eyes to this side. What was over here? Flick my eyes to this side. What was over here? So we're going back to doing the neck twists, but we're getting a larger range of motion now. But we still want to do the same breathing principles with it. So as I flick my eyes, I start my breath in. Flick my eyes, breath out. Coming back to center, breathing in. As I twist, flick, breathing out. As I come back to center, breathing in. Go all the way around, flick back to the center, breathing out. Nice and tall through that central position. Keep going around, breathing in. All right. Not gonna lie, that one's gonna feel a little bit disorienting for a while until you get used to it, but once you do, it's gonna be just as easy as anything else. All right. Next one that we're gonna do is, again, keeping our eye focused forward, and we're gonna start off like we did the second one, where we're tilting the ear up to the sky. Only this time, what we're gonna do is we're gonna let our head dip down and roll and put our other ear to the sky. Still keeping our eyes focused forward, roll that head around till our other ears to the sky, and we can return back to neutral. So again, same breathing type stuff. Breathe into the side, exhale, inhale, exhale. If we come back to center, or exhale as we go back around. Kind of like when we were putting our ear to the sky. Here, we're worried about compression, or not worried, we're aware of compression and trying not to cause it. So if I go to the side and I let my head roll down, I tuck my chin in, like this, then I have a hard time not only breathing and talking and maintaining eye contact, and all this gets crushed. And we want the oxygen and the blood flow. So we're not dropping our chin, we're not compressing that in. Instead, I want it to be long, looking forward. So I get this sort of rolling action. And this front part of my neck, this gets to be open the whole time. So getting an extreme range of motion is not really necessary. We don't need to stress out about this. It's just gentle rolling. If we come across any gremlins or little tweezes and dust bunnies and whatnot in there, it's fine. Just kind of brush up against the edge of them. We're just looking to get that motion going. And gradually over time, it's going to get looser and more relaxed, and we're going to get more range of motion. So, number 1, eyes straight ahead. Twist, 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 twist. Number 2, ear to the sky, ear to the sky. Keeping that same focus going. Gentle, gentle, gentle. 3, eyes behind us. Look behind. Look behind. Look behind. Look behind. And 4. Focus those eyes forward again. Head goes to the side. Just around. Nice and loose and relaxed. All right, so those are the 4 biggies, and we'll come back and we'll do a part 2 later on. We'll go into some more extreme ones. But first, the answer to the question and the title of this video, how do you live so long? So, in Chinese mythology, animals talked a lot. More people talked to animals. More people thought they were talking to animals. Anyways, in one of these stories, a wise old sage asked the tortoise, "How do you live so long?" And the tortoise replied, "Because I'm always stretching my neck."